should it be illegal to put a baby on a man if he is not the father? So this question spawns from, we reported earlier this month that King Harris was going to be a pappy. Then we had to report that he's not going to be a pappy. The young lady didn't lose the child. That's never funny. Diverse universe, not laugh at miscarriages. It's horrible.
Sometimes.
But that boy right there don't play.
Oh my God.
But the young lady is indeed still having the child. Well, I think she have had the child. Yeah. The child just is not King Harris. It is belonged to another gentleman.
When did that happen? Because she was holding the baby and putting the baby to sleep.
Should it be illegal to put a child on a man if you do not know for sure that that's the pow? Get it to me, man.
All right, I told you I was gonna practice my real nigga shit, and I feel like this is the perfect example.
Be careful.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it's not right.
You have an audience.
But hey,
what?
What side is the real nigga? What side?
No, the side of the real nigga is saying that, honestly, if a woman is not careful and you are having relations with multiple men, you may not know which one is the pappy.
I love these skewing words that she's using.
She's
love
really
that.
good, isn't she?
Yeah, she's skewing the fuck
like
out
a lawyer.
of it, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's my superpower.
She took the bar.
But I got 5 sisters, so I'm trained in gaslighting and narcissism.
Whoa! Shit. Yes.
I can understand the skewing.
Oh, I should have did my disclaimer like Bradley did. Like, don't take this personal. This is
I get it. Yeah, I'm just fucking around.
Don't let him slide, Bass.
What? No.
Yeah,
that was guilty.
That's all I was gonna say. I mean, but yeah.
So
no, I would never intentionally put.
But like, so if a woman, I mean, because you may raise a point, you may not know, but if you do not know, then isn't it fair to tell everybody, hey, let's just go ahead and test the baby?
It is fair. Like, proper procedure is to tell everybody, inform the party so that
John,
they know.
he got the best job. It's crazy.
I'm just gonna say, depending on how that young man was handling the situation, or old man for that matter, you may have put yourself in a little box where she's like, I might want to play in your face a little bit.
This should be looked at as a jug. That's what I'm saying. This is how it should be looked at. It should be looked at like if you get caught, you got to go to jail. Like, you got to do time.
What kind of jail? Like real, like jail?
Yeah, like this should be like this right here.
Like fraud.
Yeah, like let's say if John got the good job, right? Michael don't. So you chose John.
Of course.
And you got John for 5 years. But year 5, John mama swiped that thing.
Right, yeah.
And find out the baby ain't yours.
Right, yeah.
It should be cool. Well, you not got to report this. Like, you know this is legal.
Like,
that's wrong.
I think you should keep it.
But I feel like no, because stupidity knows no bounds. Why did your mama have to swipe that baby? You should have swiped that baby. I always told my brothers.
That's true.
And I don't know if they will do this. I hope their future women are never offended. But I said, if I was a man, I will always swipe my babies. I don't even care if that's my wife or not. Because you just don't know.
That's unfair.
Why is that not fair?
A question. What's your question? Should paternity tests be mandatory?
And I'm not just going to say just because your woman was messing around, but how many cases, Lifetime movies have come out where babies were swapped because nurses at the hospital or whatever. Yeah, okay. Like Northside finally got better with them bracelets as soon as the babies were born, but you just want to make sure you coming home with the right baby.
Hold on, baby. I mean, babies getting swapped.
Babies used to get stolen.
See that one.
You
gotta watch them doctor shows. They be getting swapped.
Yeah, but I mean,
People
I guess it was a different time.
Peep this right here.
No, even still, babies go good on the black market.
Yes, but the reason why I say it's a good time is because, I mean, okay.
That's right.
And I hate to say this right here. This is so unfair. Have y'all had kids?
No.
Okay, so to be in there, you see the product, and for it to come back and it's not your baby,
right?
Like, you should know.
Okay, I can feel that from that perspective.
I'm saying I can only say that if the time was different, as if you know what I mean, your baby got shipped. Like, even now, you don't get your baby for a longer period of time than ever before.
Yeah.
So now you may not see your baby for like close to an hour. which is very uncomfortable. And it was never like that. But if there was a time where your baby come out and you all the way right here and she getting birth right there, then the baby go, then there's a possibility that we may not see.
They used to
That's
take
what I'm
the baby,
saying.
yeah.
It could just be another time. But then you were saying this is happening now, and I'm like, who paying attention to your baby?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I've only seen one baby being born, but I have been to the hospital with newborn babies. And granted, like you said, you know, I would imagine a woman carrying a baby inside of her for a while. But them little niggas be looking alike.
Yes, I'm with you. But my only thing is,
that's my baby.
Newborns be.
My only thing is, bro, like I'm like today.
And then sometimes you got to look at the ears to see if they're gonna get a little darker later. Like they come, you know. I mean, it's just they change.
Look, I'm gonna say this.
I'm gonna shut up.
Say this right here.
Like,
about 5 years ago, I was sitting talking to my mom, and I was talking to my mom, and I said, when me and my girl have a child, I don't give a damn how she feel, what she say.
Yes.
We are going to get this DNA test.
Yeah,
because, and my mom said, my mom got 5 kids by 5 dads. And she said, I wish a nigga would tell me that they want to get a DNA test. And it was in that moment that I realized that we just gonna have to move forward without her and not give a fuck about her opinion. I told her this to her face. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about, Mom. We're going to move forward without what you're saying, because it's better for all of us as a collective to know. And if you are a responsible woman and you know for a fact that you ain't been with nobody else, you done been in labor all this time, you should be running toward the DNA test. Like, look, hurry up, take this shit so we can get the fuck on.
Hey, I'm blessed because I'm gonna tell you this. If not none of my children mine, somebody in my family gotta go. Somebody in my family gotta go.
Because they look too much like you?
If that baby ain't mine, listen. One of them last names gotta drop. Cause that's the only way it would make sense.
Okay, but let me just. Oh, go ahead.
Well, let me ask you this.
Because like my kids look like coming out. They look like.
Everybody's here. If you guys was to see a child in here right now, like a little baby, like a little kid walking around, and they drop a cup, do you jump up and just bust their ass? Of course not.
What do you mean by bust their ass? Oh,
you know this nigga.
You know.
Oh,
God. You wouldn't do that, right?
That was a hard one.
When I have a child,
I think it's stupid, bro.
When I have a child come to me and say, "Hey, I don't know who the father is," I'm not gonna be mad at her. That's a child. So
when the kid don't know their daddy,
that's what I'm trying to understand.
We gotta run this back. Give me step by step on this one.
He is a fool.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
You just slapped the shit out of him and then he don't know his daddy.
No, he is stupid.
That's a hard life.
But I was gonna say though that
wait a minute, what's he doing?
I don't know, but he went left.
Are you
No, he didn't.
I didn't go
No,
left.
he didn't. No,
I
he
was
didn't.
saying,
He
where were you
said
going
it.
with that?
He said it. Nobody caught what he said.
Yeah, what did
I
you say
did.
after you slapped him?
No.
After you slapped him.
He said, "I'm not gonna be mad at the kid."
He's calling women children.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
I would never ever get mad at a child telling me, "I don't know who the father is." Baby, it's okay. Keep living life.
Oh, this was a metaphor.
But the whole thing is, women aren't gonna come out and he's saying women aren't gonna come out and say, "I don't know who the father is." What's that mean? Oh, I think I sent it to you.
What?
Where it was like this Asian boy on Instagram had recorded this whole thing where he didn't know and he did did a voiceover. But he was like, "Oh, flip a coin. Who's the pappy?" Is like Jamaica.
I'm not a big fan of them Asians.
What just happened?
Anyway, I said that to say I showed that to a lot of different people. None of the men thought it was funny, but all the women died laughing.
Not.
Say his name. Hey, Jay, the other name Michael. What we gonna call him?
Jamaica. And the reason I say that none of the men found it funny is I feel like men sometimes may forget the situations at the end that results in a child. And now, well, maybe women too.
The situations that the women put us in.
Bass.
Well, no, this is the point I'm trying to make, and I don't know if I said it the right way, but I feel like, to Kid's point, women should not be offended if a man wants to do a paternity test, because I'm like, just remember though, maybe y'all wasn't in a relationship when y'all started this. What if y'all was sliding?
But you're allowed to fake like you offended, but that's really defense.
Oh, okay. There we go.
That's really
There we go.
defense.
Yes. There
That's
we
when,
go.
DNA like, yeah, nigga, I met you at the party, right? You was acting surprised, boy.
I asked you for a rubber. You said you had one. I didn't have one.
You know what I mean? I knew you for 2 weeks.
I forgot to give a piece of current event a
Piece
win.
of current.
A piece of current event, a win for the society. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but the spiritual society went against Christians, and it went bad. It went bad.
What happened?
It went bad. So they had the spiritual society versus the Christian society, right? I'm not a Christian, so I don't want you guys to think I'm being biased. All right. So the spiritual society went against the Christian society. You have Billy Carlson versus Wes Huff. All right. And this is what I love to see. Do y'all know let's give a little benefit of the doubt. 75% of the time, when you have a scientist, a spiritualist, or any of them going against those Christians, they lose. Mm-hmm. They majority lose. Mm-hmm. Because that book that they have that you guys thought one nigga wrote.
It's just a book.
It's not just a book. But that book. Yeah, the Bible.
No, one nigga didn't write that, but go ahead.
But that's how it went. See, this spiritual nigga thought that one nigga wrote it and got thoroughly embarrassed. Thoroughly. So embarrassed, he lost majority of his followers. The man is in the millions. All of his chats, all of his comments are just taking him out because that's the thing you don't do. I don't even fuck with Christians when it comes to that book, okay? I'm not gonna fuck with a Christian on that shit. They know it more than me. The fuck I look like. So I just want to always remind you guys, all right? I might not be a Christian, but spiritual people should always watch out for me. I know a little something.
Can I ask you a favor? Can you ask Z, what does she feel about everything that was said? She's over here
I
squirming.
never answered the question.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted you to
I
answer
thought
the
you was about to
question.
just jump in. Go ahead.
No.
Everything.
I will.
Yes.
All right. There's a difference between you and your grandfather. And one of those differences is, for example, historical fact, the Black Panther Party used to get together and feed women and children in their neighborhoods, and that spread over the country in such gargantuous numbers that the American government said we have to make people believe that these people are bad people, and we can do that by creating woman, infant, child, WIC. So today you get government subsidies of eggs and milk and stuff like that, so that because the Black Panther Party started it, and I said that to say that you are not your grandfather. He had no problem taking care of a child that he knew wasn't his. Ooh. So as you sit there and you say that you should be treated with the same respect, regard, I got the biggest seat at the table, I'm the provider, all of that stuff, you are not your grandfather. He had no problem knowledgeably. In addition to that, I want to say that 30% of the people, 30% of men in the past 30 years actually take care of children that that aren't theirs. 11% of those people do not know. So 11% of men take care of children that they don't know aren't theirs. 30% of men take care of children that aren't theirs. I said that to say that this is not an epidemic the way that we are talking about it like it's an epidemic. And the third thing I want to say is that it is already against the law to commit paternity fraud. So asking me, do I think that it would be right to actively already protect a protected class with paper on the books? If there's already paper on the books, you can go to jail. You can have to pay back. You can do time. All of that if you put a child on a baby.
Do you know that went to jail
because I let
for
y'all
having
go.
a child?
I let y'all go.
No, but you said something like it was a fact.
These are all facts I've listed.
Who do you know that have put a baby on a man, and once that child support him paid all that, she got to go to jail?
Okay, so they're waiting at Jerry Springer on it.
So again, I just want to say 11% of men in the history of all the people that you know, first of all, and then I want to say, second of all, your lived experience is not the reality.
That's not my. That's not the answer.
So saying who do I know doesn't matter to what is fact. This is 11%. Yes, it does. Your lived experience is not reality. I just gave you facts. Everything that I told you is Google. I don't know anybody because I don't hang out with people with children.
You got kids.
That's a good point.
And I'm only here every Tuesday for a purpose.
That's my point.
I ain't never been like you want to kick
right
it.
now. I ain't seen nobody that with the jump.
I have never.
Wait, can I
I love it. So there are already papers on the books. It's already you can commit paternity fraud and have to pay back that money.
But
you can
that's
do
the
that
paternity.
time.
That's if you fake it.
So let me say, if
That's that
you go
wordplay.
to court with me because we had a baby and the baby turned out not to be whatever, and I knew that I was deceiving you or whatnot, whatever, and they told me that I need to pay you back and I didn't pay you back, I don't go to jail?
No, but that's if you took a test and then the test was fraudulent, that's different than if you put me on child support and I find out this child is not mine and you knew the child was not mine.
So let me correct that. So you are not actually able to put someone on child support if the child isn't yours, because law is that if you call for child support, you have to take a paternity test. That's usually why people find out.
That's not
They're
true.
mandatory.
That's not true.
They're mandatory.
That's what I'm saying, ladies.
In Georgia, it is?
No, that's
it's
not
mandatory
true.
in Tennessee for all paternity tests.
Only
Here's what I'm
in Tennessee.
saying. So here's what I'm saying.
It's not
So here's what I'm
true.
saying. Me and Kid had a baby.
It's not true.
Me and Kid had a baby, and I knew that the baby wasn't Kid's, and Kid done paid all this child support for however many years, and then Kid took me to court. There's already law on the book that I committed paternity fraud. I stole from Kid, and Kid gets to get his money back. So if the court say you finna give all that money back and I don't pay you, I can go to jail. Trying to find a specific instance where a woman did go to jail is a whole different question. That is.
No, that's not. But,
can I go to jail for not paying what I owe Kid in the court?
Let me not.
Yes,
that's not the question, though.
Okay.
You changing the question, but I don't want to neglect from your whole point.
Okay.
But you're changing the question. If you put a child on somebody outside of what you just saying is you're not paying me back for the money that we went to court from, which I had to prove. That's the money that you're going to jail for the money. What I'm saying is, plain simple, if you got a nugget in your stomach and you know it's not John's and you told John's is his and John spent 5 years taking care of your little bastard, and then once he found out the little bastard's not his, why are you still giving fucking birth to kids doing the same thing to other men? Because that's not in the law. The law is if we go to court and I prove that you owe me money, then convince that damn judge to give me this, which rarely happens. He banged the gavel and say you do owe him this money and you failed to pay. You don't go to jail for lying on that man about that child. You go to jail because you don't have the money. No, but that's not the question.
You called it the little bastard
but that's
that you
not
raised.
the question.
You provided for
But that's not the
That was
question.
well articulated.
The question was,
I love your
if
passion.
you lie on a baby, not the money, if
Not
you
the
lie
money,
on the baby, and I
So why
find
do it
out,
matter?
But
thank you.
There you go.
No. But let me say this though,
That was it.
because I did
And
just
I'm sorry, but
I did just look it up. You were talking about voluntary pay. A child support is when you get it, the court orders you to pay, and if you go through the court in Georgia
That's what
to
she's
be
saying.
put on it, yes. You have to establish paternity, which
But that's
means
not
you
what
have.
I'm saying.
Yes, you're saying if a man does not do anything and says, "I take you at work that this is my child," and I start paying, there's because he should have got a paternity test.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And
That's not the problem.
She don't go to
That's
jail
the
because
question.
you should have said you should have.
But that's not the problem. The problem is that the paternity test is even an issue that we have to get it anyway. Then the paternity test is a problem. Then what he's saying is a problem.
do not carry children, so there's always an issue of paternity. Like, let's just
How
normalize
is
that.
But how is it always an issue?
But
How?
let's be fair though.
No,
guys.
because you don't know if
women,
it's your
y'all
kid.
don't be
You don't know
knowing
that there's a baby
y'all don't
until
know
a
the
woman
law.
tells you that she's
Y'all
pregnant.
don't know the
How-
law just as much as the man don't know the law.
You said what?
Huh?
Y'all don't know the law just as much as the man don't
I'm
know the
not
law.
talking about the law in this situation. I'm talking about normalcy.
Yeah, we're talking about paternity.
I'm talking
Okay.
about the fact that
If I'm
how a
sleeping with her
child
and
is
she get pregnant,
conceived.
And
You don't
one
know
thing that I
that
do
the-
want to add, just
Okay.
one thing before we go far away,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to put out there that I cut her off from the other points.
Oh, okay.
So if we can get back to her once y'all make y'all points.
No, I'm good.
No,
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, I cut her off from the other points.
No, baby girl good in the streets, Allen catch me, shoulder. Baby girl good, and I done made my points. You know what I'm saying? Your grandfather had no problem taking care
That was hard.
as taking care of somebody else's children. Your grandfather had no problem. So as you sit here and want to be treated the same way that your grandfather was treated, you are not that man. You don't. Nothing that you do today has became government subsidy. Okay. In addition to that, I would just like to say that this is not an epidemic, like I said, because there's only 11% of men that are unknowing. 30% of them are doing, 11 are unknowing. And there are already laws. Because if you're saying that the day that the baby is born, if you don't put this baby on me and it came out not to be mine, you want to take me to court because you got your feelings hurt?
No.
Is that what you're saying? You want to take me to court because you sad because you didn't get to build the table with me? Is that what you're saying?
If your child get grown though, but if your child
wait a minute.
So if your child get grown and you done paid,
I get it.
If your child get grown and you done paid the mortgage and you done listened to your wife when she said the baby needed new shoes because that was never something that you paid attention to. I'm almost finished.
Again, how are you doing this? You're just speaking of one type of man.
I'm not. Okay, so a man, like, where are you missing that I could go to jail because I didn't pay you what the court said that you paid me, even though I knew I was deceiving you?
Right, yeah.
The question isn't about the money.
I'm not connecting.
I think because I think that what she's saying is that the baby not being yours, in her eyes, is not a crime. It's just it's an emotional reaction to what the facts are in that instance. That's what she's saying. She's saying, suck it up. We're going to figure out who the daddy is. Yeah. It's just not you.
Yeah.
But you're saying that's a crime because you had me in there while you was pushing and shit.
I ain't saying that. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
But for her to pin that baby on you, for you to falsely sign the birth certificate, and for you to start taking care of it.
No. See, even again, this is why I love this topic because... And I love talking to women that don't have children because we don't even know. And I'm not saying to be, thank you. The reason why, because I don't think that y'all wrong just to be wrong or wrong to be biased. I just think that it's certain things that we don't know. Like, this is what we don't know. A woman can write the junior without the nigga there. Yeah. She can say he is Jonathan Williams Alamuel Jr.
Yeah, that's true.
His dad is senior.
I thought the dad had to sign the birth
No.
Whoa.
Here's another point.
You don't have to sign a birth certificate.
Here's another point of
but
facts.
She always had to
I'm giving y'all all facts. That if you don't have
you facts.
No,
you gave me
something. No, because you don't have a child, which means you don't know this part of the world that I'm teaching you.
I've been a child.
So here's the thing.
And I've gone through the court system as an
child.
adopted person.
And I get that, but that's not the same as when you're giving birth.
You can name your baby
birth. What do that mean?
I know more about it than you know. Yeah, so in this spirit, I'm more experienced to your point. What? Experience, know something. I know a little bit more.
Like that.
Yeah, I know, but that's the best I can do.
Go team.
Like, this is what I'm saying.
You can name the baby whatever you want.
This one right here.
That don't mean
this is something I learned, bro. This right here made me want to cry. She can put Deante P. Ridgeway Jr., right? By herself, right? Or I can be there to say, yeah, that little nigga me, right? But now I have to file for a whole nother sheet of paper to ask for ownership of the child. Because even if the child is named after me, my name, I'm his dad, is there. I have also agreed that I am his dad. I still don't own this child. If, to her point, now she made a good point with this, if I never married that woman. So if I don't marry that woman and I'm there seeing my child being born, that baby's named after me, I'm there to say, yeah, that little man is mine. She still can do whatever she want to do, and I have to pay for it. That's not what I'm saying.
What's the crime?
No, he's talking about
that's not what I'm saying.
He's talking about something else.
I'm just saying these things that men didn't know. I didn't know until my doctor told me this. Right. Hey, ask for
legitimacy paperwork.
Yeah, ask for it because that baby have your last name doesn't mean that
you have any rights.
You have any rights. Now, what I'm saying is, if you have a child and you name that child after me, you don't need me there. So now I have to step up because it got my last name. But it turns out that this child is not mine. 5 years, 6 years go by. This nigga dark skin. He's slim. He got big eyes. He got facial hair already. And I'm like, I'm finna get him tested. And then I get him tested and he's not mine. And it costs a fucking buckaroo to change a 6-year-old baby name. So now this baby has my name and I'm on child support because I was some type of fuck nigga. Guess what? I can fight to get money, and if she can pay it, that's cool. But damn,
what would be the crime? I'm asking you.
Diverse Universe Podcast.
I'm serious.
I feel like it's important to some people.
That was my introduction